Hello, my name is Demetria Farewell. I am entering a new phase in my life, and I would like to share some information with you. Our director of the Code Crew School here in Memphis, it's actually a coding boot camp, has asked us to give a little insight on how we feel about the program. For me, it's very exciting because it's new. I have been in sales and human resources for the last, I'm going to say 25, I say like the last 20 years. I had the pleasure of working for Verizon Wireless, and they did actually pay for my master's degree. Thank you, Verizon. I love you. I also have worked in sales for years, and I don't look at sales as sales because I'm not selling you anything. I'm actually helping to enhance your life. So I never looked at sales as sales. I believe that's why I had the ability. God bless me, and I was successful with that. So I like to help people. Now, when I took this initiative to change careers, there was a couple of things that happened. When I moved to Memphis and Nashville, I worked in HR, and again, it was successful there. But we decided to move from Nashville to Memphis, and so when I moved to Memphis, I thought it would be a seamless process. Oh, get back into HR just like I was at Verizon. However, that did not happen in Memphis, Tennessee. So, the vigilant person that I am, I don't let one thing get me down. I jumped into another field, which was banking, in which I used my sales skills or helping skills to help individuals with annuities, investments, things of that nature. And I was successful with that. I really love my customers, and that worked out well. So I worked for two banks while I was my tenure here in Memphis. The last bank I worked for, one day, after about almost 4 years, they called us in and said, your positions are now going to be performed in Knoxville, Tennessee. Your services are no longer needed. And your last day is April the 26th. Well, okay. Well, never mad at companies for taking care of their bottom line, downsizing. That happens in life. You can't be mad at that. It's business 101. But then what do you do to continue your career? You can't let anything get you down in this life because half of life is how you handle it. So, with that being said, I said, do I want to jump right back into my same, career, sales, banking, or continue to try to get a human resource job, which hadn't happened in about 7 or 8 years here in Memphis, Tennessee? I said, let me just step back and let me try something new. So I heard about the code school. Actually had someone to recommend me to the school, which was great. And I'm going to start. I believe I'm going to start, and it's going to be a new vehicle for me. Now, the director of the school has asked us to give some information about how we feel about the school. She's asked a couple of questions, and I want to dive right into those questions. She asks, actually, why do I want to learn coding? Well, I want to learn coding because it's the new wave. It's dealing with technology, and as we know, everything now is built around technology. So I want to be able to be in that number. I want to have a skill that puts me in a different category, so to speak. One of the things that I thought about when we were called into the room, all 15 of us, me and my coworkers, called into the room and told that our services were no longer needed, was, they can just take our jobs. And our jobs were pretty specialized at the time. It was actually pretty specialized. So for them to do that, so they're going to, just send our jobs somewhere and let someone else do them. I want to be in a position that if that situation ever comes up, I want to be in a place where, you just can't bring someone in off the street to do my job. They have to be trained. So this boot camp, I'm hoping, will help me at least start the process of coding and getting a specific skill. So that is one of the reasons why I want to become a part of this new wave of coding. Understand that it's not easy. I'm looking at the homework and the different things, and I'm like, this is different. So I know that I'm going to have to dive in and really grind to get this. So I have no expectation that this is going to be an easy thing. All right, on another question, Mrs. Johnson asked, she said, okay, basically when this class gets hard, what is your motivation to want to stay with this school? I mean, basically, what is going to keep you here and not allow you to give up and quit? Well, it's going to go back to what I just said. I want to be in a different position in life. I want to be in a position where if someone does come in and tell me that my job is gone, I want to be able to go down the street on my lunch break and go to someone else and say, hey, I'm a coder, I'm a software developer, when can I start? And if I have the skills in place, I believe that'll be something where that could happen. And I don't have to, worry about getting a job or having a job. It's nothing like having a job. I want a career. I don't want a job. Okay, now, the next question I thought was kind of, it's thought-provoking. She said the cost to complete this program is high. She wants to know what are the trade-offs of the cost for spending 6 months learning a new language. Well, the trade-off is pretty high because I'll be out of the job market for 6 months. And of course, that's 6 months of no real income. So it will be a challenge because I do have a family. And but I do believe that with God's help and my ability to grind and really take this seriously, that it will be worth that trade-off. So I'm really going to dive into this thing. Okay, now the last thing that Ms. Johnson wants us to discuss is one of the things in our pre-homework packet. We received this long packet of work that we needed to do. And as I dove through that packet and kind of looked around, it looked totally foreign. Well, this is a foreign language, so it's supposed to look foreign. It's just like if I was trying to learn Portuguese and I speak English. So I had no doubts that it would look funny. So I looked around, and one of the things that I actually liked about it, and this is probably the only thing that I really understood about it, to tell you the truth, one of this section topics was about automating the boring stuff. And when I look through this, it tells you about errors are okay. So this section kind of put me at ease. It talked about, if you put the wrong code in, it's not going to break the computer. It's not going to tear up anything. It's just going to give you a syntax error. Okay, so I kind of felt better about that. And as I went on down, it says the order operations, also called precedence of Python math operates, is similar to that of mathematics. Okay, something I'm familiar with. It talks about the order from left to right. In math, how from left to right. You can use parentheses to override the use of precedence if you need to. Then it goes to talk about if you use a section, let's say for instance you put the information in incorrectly in the computer Python can't run it because it's incorrect. And they related that to just regular grammar in English, which helped me to understand. It says, and the example they gave is the sentence, this is grammatically correct. This is a grammatically correct English sentence, okay? Correct language. The second sentence says, this grammatically is sentence not English correct A. Now, we know that's backwards. So if I try to communicate that to someone, you would understand what I was saying. So this in itself allowed me to know that this different language of coding is just like the regular language. If you say it wrong, you can't communicate it to people. If we put the code in incorrectly, it's not going to communicate. And therefore, the program cannot run. So this was this is one of the most eye-opening things that I've seen since I've been looking into coding. Because I'm not going to tell you a story. It is not very easy. But once you put your mind to it, I do believe there's something I can accomplish. And I'm going to dive right into it. So this is going to be my first chronicle of my Code School Chronicle. Have a great day.